I'm trapping away. I know you want some sense.
I think we're live. I'm gonna put my hand on.
It's a little bit clear. I can figure it out.
I can see my screen. My hair kind of makes me visible. So I live or on my mirror. I think I'm live. Yeah. Get the chat open up. Turn off the audio chat. It was going off. I just put eye drops on my friend. But I went and got yesterday I had the cardio catheter, and they put dye in the veins and then use a fluoroscope and they look at the heart, look at the dye in the heart, the dye going through the arteries. They go to the muscles of the heart and stuff. They say I didn't have any blockage at all. It's, my problem, my aorta valve is the valve or the aorta itself is dilated. I don't know what they talk. They said my aortic valve was dilated, and I've seen stuff about the aorta itself being dilated, but I don't know the valve. That they said they might have to replace the valve at some time. So, and they did the CAT scan. I ain't got the report on that. So, oh, did I get it? Where's my pop out chat? Pop out chat. I'm gonna put the pop out chat over here. Away, trapping away, trapping away, trapping away. He's singing. That's where they drill a hole through your skull and drain blood out, you know, to relieve pressure on the brain for people that might have some brain issues. Trapping away. Oh, your dad had the cardio catheter. Well, no. Well, that's good news that I don't have any blockage in those arteries, because that's supposedly builds up over years, and if there's none there, then it's not building up. my I gotta like Mr. Clean, keeping my arteries clean. I don't know. And it means that you cut down your cholesterol. Let's go. Let's go give you a coronary. I don't think, not according to what they told me yesterday. More butter on the bread, more butter on the potatoes. He is her and he is you, and you are you. So, oh, did I misspell that? Oh my God. Let's go and correct it. There we go to my studio. Forrest with a 3ST. That's good. Real good. Yep. Live. I wonder if I can edit it while I'm live. Edit, title, and description. There we go. Save. There. Now I got it right. Special. What's special? Good, oh, good cholesterol. Oh no, they say I got bad cholesterol. You know, but I think I drink just the right amount of alcohol to clean my arteries. I don't know. Hey, I used to drink hand grenades, Kahlua, cream, Cavassier, and Drambuie. Oh, and I can put the link on too. Could be in my messenger. I sent Mr. Radio Man a link. Ghost Dancer Radio. Messenger, you have a link. Copy and paste. There it is. Goodness. Yeah. It'll show up on the top. There it is. Okay, now it's pinned. So, yeah, if you see my video earlier, yeah, the Drambuie is the float on the top. So you mix up the Kahlua. Yeah, you mix up the Kahlua cream Kvassier, you stir that in the ice, and then you just float some Drambuie on the top. The Drambuie just sits on the top of the drink. Yeah, so when you take it, the Drambuie's right there on top. Yeah, those are called hand grenades. You used to get them at my sister's. My sister managed the bodega in Campbell, California. The Davios worked there. I know Davio's met my sister, but he won't talk about it. He's like, I might be someone I've done in the past. I don't want to. Oh, doubt it. Hope you're not watching. I did take my daily dose. Today was Wednesday. Yeah, it's Thursday. So I'm taking tomorrow's pills now because Wednesday's pills were out in my car. Yes, or Tuesday's pills were in my car yesterday. They're still in my car. So I'm taking Thursdays on Wednesday. Well, it's Wednesday night to me. Vitamins E, D3, A, C, collagen, Zyrtec for allergies. If you got autoimmune problems, just taking a Zyrtec every day, that like takes care of, because a lot of an immune response is an allergy. It is a response to something you're allergic to. so you kind of turn down the response. Is this cool enough to? Yeah, it's cool enough. Can't swallow pills with the tea unless the tea is cool enough to down it. Yeah, there's collagen, vitamin C, calcium, the Zyrtec, thyroid pill, and I got a propranolol that's for my tremors in my hand, and that's why my heart beats at 67 beats a minute. When I was in the hospital, when you're laying there on the table, oh yeah, it's still fine now. Just get up, move a little bit, it shoots way up. I mean, yeah. I had fish and chips at Taco Bell for dinner. It's Taco Bell and Long John Silver. And Long John Silver is a freaking clue. People haven't realized that. Wallace Beery played Long John Silver in the movie Treasure Island. And when he came into the the store that Forrest was working at in West Yellowstone, the hardware store or whatever it was, and Forrest refused to sell Wallace Beery any 22 caliber bullets. There's the 22. The 22, it represents doubles. Doubles. Let's say it twice. That's double. Find a good looking rock. Find a good looking. He says it twice in the book. Find a substitute. Find a substitute. If he says, look, see, things like that you want to pay attention to. What he says to look or see. And then there's Rockwell with the mirror. Yeah, Rockwell does a lot of paintings in the mirror. And so, if you mirror the omegas, you got to move a whole circle. It's like, no. That's not what I mean. The omega is the end. The mirror of the end is the beginning. So it's the opposite. The mirror is the opposite of. So the opposite of the end is the beginning. And the alphas, the double A's, not the batteries, was people were so old. Those double omegas are so interesting, but nobody gives a shit about the A that the whole alphabet starts with. And the thrill of the chase, a memoir. And the poem, As I Have Gone Along, starts with an A. The alpha is the beginning. The alpha and the omega. The alpha is the beginning and the omega is the end. And you can't have endings without beginnings. and he said you'd end up where you started, at the beginning, with the Model A and the Alpha Moses. It's so, people just, I can't engage. Oh my God, that's too confusing. It's very simple. If it's hard to understand, then maybe you don't have the intelligence to be in the search. If your understanding of things is that handicapped, then why are you trying for something that is so difficult and so out of your norm? Because that's the thing about daydreamers. We don't think like other people. As I third grade, I was sent to school psychologist for daydreaming class, and I was sent to a school psychologist again for the way I hold a pencil, because I hold it different than most people. I hold it like this. See? And so, most people hold it like, well, I just got one extra finger on there. What's the big deal? There's something wrong with that boy. He's got 3 fingers on that side of the pencil. So, and one time we went to a state park in California when I was a kid camping, and the ranger, my mother noticed right away when the girl that was at the ranger booth checking us in got her pen out and held it like that. So we're like, oh, there's somebody else that holds it like Phil. It's a rare, who wants to be like everybody else? I always said, I don't want to be I don't want to be a clone of anybody. I'm myself. Got to be an individual. And my brother used to be all fit and trim and it's like guys in business suits and stuff. They're clones. they're trying to emulate something to impress people. You know, well, this really, you know, you're really going to impress this suit. You know, well, you know, some of the stuff shit. You know, go comfortably. Yeah, I gave somewhat what it looked like. I don't have any. I don't have a wardrobe assistant. I make my own bed. I yeah, I just made a little meme. It says I had a girlfriend 22 years ago now, I guess 21 years ago, somewhere in 2020. Yeah, I bought her a $700 pug. A picture of it laying on its back. And so I put on there the dog, and it says, "Pull the pug." That's all the music was there? I thought I had more. Oh, is it just that one album that played? Yeah, and this other phone, no more network on it. My SIM card's disabled or something. It's screwed up. So I'm supposed to be getting new SIM cards tomorrow. That's why I opened my email, and I opened it, but I didn't look because I should have an email from them with a tracking number of my SIM card coming. Or they're sending two in case there's a problem with one. Glass T-Mobile. T-Mobile. Where's my SIM cards? Oh, great. Because I talked to them yesterday. Or yesterday, or it was this morning, and they were sending them next day. Yeah, I don't see anything. Because that's yesterday. Nothing. So I ain't got an email when my SIM cards are coming. Canvas prints ad. Huh. Saved up to 93% on Canvas prints. Well, hell. Yeah, after I spent a fucking ton, I ain't got my refund from Metro PCS, and I bought all the Christmas presents for all the grandkids, and going to see them because my kid works on Christmas Eve, so going there Monday, spend Monday with the grandkids. Where's my fucking clock? On my computer, the clock is gone. The time, it doesn't know. I don't know what time it is. I do, because it's on that 12:40. But yeah, computer's acting funky. Must have been because I was making that video. You like, yeah, and I got a copyright thing because of the Steve Martin, the James Bond Steve Martin thing at the beginning. I just muted their audio out and put a MIDI up the same thing over the top. You know, it's just a James Bond theme song, but you use a different version and it's because it's the soundtrack that they're looking at. They don't give a shit about the pictures. They can't monitor the pictures unless it's naked bodies. They're able to pick the naked bodies because if you post a video and there's anything with skin on it, that's gonna be the thumbnail. that's what they pick for the thumbnail, the most revealing skin pic. And that's how they determine if it's nudity or what. Is my art is in the background. It's fantastic. Let's change it for a little bit. We've had that one on there for a while. Oh, there's all my others. I was wondering where they were. What's that? Oh, that's an elephant. That's a nice elephant. Okay. It was a sideways elephant. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, no, it's a face looking up. See, this is his mouth. Here's his eye. This is his nose, and his other eye's up here. You know, it's kind of neat. It's a face looking up. This is his jaw. Oop, my hand is big. This is jaw. His face. Oh, but it's also these people standing here. See, that's a head. Right here, that's a head. Here's the head. Here's the head. Here's one. Here's one. There's one up here and one next to it. And this one is standing. Here's that face on it. This guy up here on the dark side of the moon pyramid. Up there is the pyramid. Pyramid. I think the pyramid, the sharp line is this thing that's kind of art thing. It'll put line if it's just smooth blue sky, it'll put some lines in it too. But this face right here is cool. He's a ginger. Neo, hey Richard and Trusted Living. Yeah. So yeah, my arteries, my coronary arteries are plaque free, blockage free, nothing there. No. So that's pretty good for a 63-year-old, you know? For somebody, oh, what's cholesterol? You get a plaque build up. It's like, don't have it. There wasn't even anything to clean up. But yeah, the aorta valve, they say is dilated. So I don't know. That's probably why it's pumping and pumping, but I think there's like a hole in it, and so it's it's not getting as much like some of the pressure is blowing back instead of forward. When it's supposed to be shut, it's leaking. It's like having a cracked valve in your engine. you hear a car, and it's exhaust thing, and that's because it's the valve is cracked, and the gas from inside the piston chamber is going through that crack in the valve and making them pops, or like fast hiss sound, like air popping sound. I didn't. Let's see. Oh, 2 albums, Fear. Huh. But this is his song. Did about 9/11. Well, he did this song like 2 weeks before 9/11. And it's called Fear. Right? Orange and red. Evil ones in our head. Know which way I'm know which way I'm going. Oh, what words I'm saying. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. There he is. There he is. Double blazes, everybody. Yeah, you know, there's some people get really offended about the ones that know what one of the meanings of it is, but actually, it's a lot more polite than a couple middle fingers or fuck you, mf'er. You know, it's a lot more polite. This guy's sitting up here too. See, there's his arms, his legs. There's people down. This guy down here with his little hand. See, this person, and this is their child down here. These is families. The father, the mother, the child, you know? So, yeah. But somebody else besides Davio, I thought Davio was finished, right? Let me see. Let me see. Please wake me up, I'm dreaming. It's like Jimmy Cricket makes no difference. When you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are. Except I changed that to it makes no difference who they think you are. Your dreams will come true. All you gotta do is freaking believe in it, man, and don't let anybody cut, into your belief. You know, don't don't let that because they're not part of you. They're not part of your body. Don't let them in your mind. I want to laugh when I get a person. Song for you. Should I get free from fear? This friend of mine, I think I think in 2019 he died. It was 2019 or yeah, because it's been over a year ago. It was at least two springs ago. It's sad. He's a good friend. I think I promoted him somehow that got him some exposure, got him a lot of gigs. Mama was a holy one. Tried to raise you right. Okay. Yeah, I go back find some. We got another friend with a band. Steve Miller. Steve Miller and the Winos for Peace. Yeah. Blues. I don't know how does it sound? Is that thing too loud? I can't tell. I guess I could plug in some headphones and find out. I can plug in headphones and find out. Yeah, and the guy playing the horns, he was a Gorman. He's dead too. I think the whole band is dead. They drank too much. You know, it's like you do something like you gotta do it in moderation. It'll kill you. Too much of any one thing, like what George Carlin said. You know, I like to move around the country. That way, I get different poisons instead of having a concentration in one place that has something in the water they're not telling you about. You don't want to drink too much of that bad water in that one. You want to go live somewhere else where there's possibly some cleaner water. What is with chat? It's not moving. Chat is not moving. Reload. Huh. Am I still live? Should be. Yes. 9 watching. Yeah, it's just nobody chatting. We got the link at the top. Somebody wants to join in. Yeah, so I had to. Did you like my Ronald Reagan impression? That was my voice, but I think I sounded pretty close to what Ronald Reagan sounds like. Let me see. Doop, doop, doop. Where'd he go? Is it gallery? Yeah. Oh yeah, I had some others I didn't put in there. Like I had so you get it? We got Elton John on here live today. Okay, a bullet in the gun of Robert Ford. And there's another Ford bullet thing, you know. Hey, Lucky. Yeah, yeah, I'm still alive, and with coronary arteries like mine, my coronary arteries are good for another 30 years. It's just my aorta has got a valve problem. Something wrong with that, and they just took better pictures of it, and I ain't got the report back yet. Can't hear it. You can't hear it? Wow. Play. Ooh. You make me feel like a bullet in the gun of Robert Ford, he's singing. Yeah. They did a CT scan of for the to look at the valve. I ain't got the report yet. They haven't told me. They'll call me probably. Oh yeah, the doctor. Yeah, you know that it's Christmas and all that shit. The doctor's like, you can go ahead and die this weekend. We'll be back next week. You know, they got two holiday weekends in a row. There's a government jobs at the VA. You know, this thing, it's kind of like the post office, a lot of them. But except when they in that OR, they go by the book and everything. And if you go in for one of those, I'm telling you, well, see, they put it in. See, I still got the thing, the plastic covering where they put it in my wrist, right here. So yeah, they put it in my wrist all the way up to my heart. And people, I thought they put it in the leg. No, I got big veins, man. They can just go from my wrist. And yeah, I could take this. You know, they said take this off today and put it on. But it's doing a pretty good job, and I think just leave it on there. Just sitting near the desk with a mouse, and that's got it protected pretty good. And I got some special antibiotic from the doctor for other things. And you put this stuff on, and the next day is practically healed. You can't tell. No bullets. No bullets. Oh yeah, it reminds me. My gun is in my car. Here, let me lock the door. Where'd it go? Here's my car keys. I'll lock the door. There, door's locked now. Yeah, if you go on a road trip, bring it. Do a lot of tonsils and ear tubes when the kids are out of school. Alpha. So what other ones did I have on here that I didn't put in the video? Because I was going to put that little, that might, because a little music copyright, most music copyright things, they say you just can't monetize that video. You can have it on there and the band gets the proceeds. Well, here they got to split. Okay, now you're going to have to split the proceeds among 6 bands. Well, but the one thing that got the copyright that got it blocked was the one that was network TV, yeah, the CIA. Oh, well, I'm sorry. If your network is run by the CIA, then you are a government entity and you cannot make a copyright claim against me. Isn't that right? Yeah, I mean, if it's yeah, and this Forrest Fenn, my daughters don't even know who Cary Grant is, or was it Cary Grant or okay, I don't know, but that's Cary Grant in by Northwest. So there's Cary Grant in the bullet, but the thing was that even in the script of the movie, they were blanks. She didn't really shoot him. That was a stage thing because he was trying to help her get out of the crime syndicate she was involved in. And the reason I had Patton in there, and even Patton, you magnificent bastard, I read your book, right? Like he's talking about Rommel. He's talking about Rommel, who was going to assassinate Adolf Hitler, and he made a personal choice: do I assassinate Adolf Hitler or commit suicide? And he committed suicide. I think he took a cyanide pill. So pills are bullets too, according to Alanis Morissette. Forrest mentioned Alanis Morissette, and the pill is the bullet, So the sleeping pills were the bullets he took. And he wouldn't sell Wallace Beery any bullets. Wallace Beery is Long John Silver he's the pirate Long John Silver in the movie Treasure Island. And who's the kid in the movie? He's Jackie Cooper. And then Jackie Cooper is the star in the movie Skippy from 1932 or so, And a lot of the younger people, oh, that movie's so old. Those were the days when Forrest was seeing those movies in the theaters when he was a kid. Those were the movies he went to when he was a kid. You millennials don't. You got to understand that they didn't have the movies you had. There was no Spider-Man. There were no Power Rangers. There was no Sesame Street. There was no Sesame Street when I was a kid. That was something I was a teenager and going to high school before there was a Sesame Street. You know, that's stuff my kid raised on. Not too much. We didn't do too much PBS. Yeah, I'll leave that on there. Yeah. And was it, there was a horse here. The first cattle mutilation was near the Colorado Gator Park. And his name was close to Skippy. So Snippy was the first cattle mutilation. They said Snippy was the first cattle mutilation, but Snippy was a horse, wasn't a cow. Snippy the horse. Snippy is still a mystery after 50 years. I guess it's been 55 years because that's a 2017 article. Where was radio? I don't know where radio is. I emailed him a link and I told him my email at the beginning of the video, and I got the link at the top. And that phone don't work, so I don't have two phones to. I have no internet. The phone works for looking at what I got stored on the phone, and playing music and taking pictures, stuff. But if I want to go on the internet on this phone, I have to do Wi-Fi to the other phone through the mobile hotspot and use up my hotspot data. So, yeah, those videos, that video. Had other pictures I was gonna, I animated Eric Sloan. Oh, that's one other one I forgot to put in it. Okay? Oh. That was Eric Sloan. Yeah, this phone, the screen thing is. I left him all the way with windshield down. Yes, the bullet. It's not going to show up. It's like making a hole right through me, right? Background on top. Oh well. Oh, so you go back to playing music on here, and let's see. No. Here, essentials music. Radio had lots of action heroes. Oh yeah. There were the Shadow Knows. Only the Shadow Knows. Yeah, and Tarzan was, it's the famous thing, him jumping off the cliff into the water. Moses is up there on the cliff. And that's why he was called the box Tarzan or something, you know, instead of the blaze. So the blaze is Tarzan, I think, is what it was. And my dad was what, 20 years after Johnny Weissmuller. My dad was a faster swimmer than Johnny Weissmuller, who played Tarzan in the first movie. And I was faster than my dad. Such a great thing. Lucky there is. Wonder if there's a Stone's voice. Yeah. Yeah, I got his Road to Taos book, and one of the first chapters is about the Model A and putting the windshield down, and it's like the Buffalo Cowboy car. There. Jacked up and looking like a welcoming committee. Why? See, they put the car up on jacks. Ooh, you can see it there. It's on jacks. The Model A on jacks, and then you got what's his name? Jack Dempsey. Everybody's heard of Jack Dempsey, right? But did you know his first name is William? Davio goes, William, Will. It's like, hi, Davio. I'm William, Bill. All those, yeah. Nobody pays attention. Yeah, Forrest was talking about this Bill. And when he made the announcement that he made an announcement, it was found, right? He said your mother's bad luck, child. This is a good song. The gypsy woman told me your mother is bad luck, child. You better go home and look through your door keyhole. So he does, and he catches her in the act of cheating on her. Does it have a rainbow in it? It seemed it was black and white sketches. It's the Road to Taos. It has Taos Pueblo in it. If I put it too close, it buzzes out. And there's a dog in the picture. And look, he has the Model A at the end of the chapters. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, at the end of each chapter, a little Model A sketch. Ooh. And right there, even this out of the book is, it's a color, what can we call it in the book? It's in excellent condition. That one that one page might be worth more than the whole book. Framed, and then there's a covered bridge. Ooh. And you know, I have a Facebook page. Rainbow Ending, the two Pueblos, huh? The two Taos Indians. Greetings from a friend. Many years ago, I danced and worked with 5 Taos Indian friends. They were Wache Negro, Concha, Jamito, Lujan. I know Lujan. And Trinidad, Archuleta, Esquire, Marble, and Nessanimo Archuleta. Man, if you met somebody with a name like that, and next time you met him, what the fuck was your name? Book RRTY. I have been away for 35 years, but I've always had Taos in my heart and in my memory. I always had Taos in his memory. Yeah. I'm worried that perhaps Taos and its Indians have changed, so I was always afraid to pass and look. But this year I returned and I found the Pueblo just as it was, as I remembered it. This is very good, and I wish to thank all Indians for it. Some foolish people say that they're sorry for the Taos Indians because they are without electricity and good bathrooms, and they make these words reach the Indians and the Indians and children. They make these words, okay, make these words reach the Indians. Or loudspeakers or what? But there are other words I want you to hear. I am not sorry for the Taos Indians. I am most proud of them. For them, I have the deepest respect. In the modern times, there are not very many white Americans, except for our men of the church, who know exactly what they are and what they really want in life. You Taos Indians know these things, and you have not let electricity and other servants of value, servants of white men, interfere with your wisdom of your chosen way of life. Is my Bluetooth off? That might be an audio issue. That might be an audio issue. Guys, I probably sound better. Okay, last paragraph. I want to know that many people have gratitude and thanks in their hearts that Taos Pueblo is strong and unchanged, and that the Indians have not become different people. Wasanego Cochea, who was a very wise man and once told me as an Indian with in old age and a path of beauty, lively may you walk. Okay. Now, a lot of people, I notice a lot of
Millennials don't know how to say live. They pronounce it live. It's live, live, live. No, sometimes it's live. Lively. Lively? No, it's lively. They were very lively at the concert. May you walk. That is what Taos Indians are doing. Wasanega also told me that it's never too late to express gratitude and thanks. That is what I am doing now, Eric Sloan. So he kind of did a little thank you to the South Pueblo Indians. Yeah, I was talking to a Crow Indian up in Billings, Montana, at a bar at the rail station. There's a bar, railroad, and they had live bands stuff there. And so I said Indian, in front of this Crow Indian. And my sister said, "Oh, you should say Native American, Bill, because they don't like to be called Indians." And the guy said, "I'd rather be called an Indian than a prairie, you know what?" And a prairie end. He said, "I'd rather be called an Indian than a prairie end word," And see, Dan, I told him, see, it's okay to call them Indians. They don't mind. They call themselves Indians. And you're allowed to call them Indians. There are other races. You're not allowed to call them what they call themselves. And then they say, no, you can't call white people crackers. That's it. Oh, okay. Oh, it's double standards everywhere. Next generation has a funny view. Are you talking to Star Trek? Thanks. Yeah. Anasazi is a found name. Oh, okay. Well, I was watching a story about the Aztecs and where they took the gold and stuff. And there's supposed to be Atlan was an island, and everything in Atlantis, an island in Atlantis, and it's in the middle of the Great Salt Lake. And you wonder if at some point if the Great Salt Lake was flooded, that's why the salt is so. It had to have been, flooded way out, and it's dried up to where it is now. But yeah, the Ute Indians are part of the ancient Aztec and Atlans. Because Atlan was in Ute territory up here in the mountains, and that's why there's so much stuff in this area. They had to be carving on them rocks or adding to them for thousands of years for all that's out there. And there's too much structure to it, it's like there were a lot of hands in it. Yeah, it's an old sea, I guess. Oh, now what is see? Where would the Great Salt Lake? They think the Great Salt Lake that there's an underground connection to the ocean from there. But what is the altitude in Great Salt Lake? I was looking at Davio's thing. He talked about Johnny Carson, and this place Norfolk, Nebraska, is Johnny Carson's hometown. I guess he's born in Iowa, not far from there, but he grew up in Nebraska, I guess. And he there's a mall, because they were talking about Sunrise, and there's the Plaza, Carson Plaza. Okay, Johnny Carson and the stars. Johnny Carson had all the stars on his show, and he's from. He grew up in Norfolk, Nebraska, not Virginia, and so there's a mall there called the Sunset Plaza Mall, and there you got Carson and a plaza, and it's over the two C's. If you spell Kansas with a C, then it's over Colorado. Nebraska is over Colorado and Kansas. So, Shy Guy was saying Anasazi was descended from the Mayans. And the Utes are from the Aztecs are descended from the Utes and the Atlanteans. What was that? This feet print that they found near White Sands. They dated those about 21,000 years ago. And I'm sure there's there's some in Texas that are millions of years old. But I found a giant footprint here, and nothing said about it. And I'm meaning to go up there. I got to go up there with a tape measure, or just put a shoe on next to it so you can see the size. Yeah, he doesn't stop to listen. Not a lot. It's like, wait a minute, W, you're already 3 lines further down. You're already a paragraph ahead of where I'm at here. The things I see, the people in Mexico call me a magician because of what I see. And they call me great teacher because I taught them how to find treasures. By the shapes in the rocks. And I guess they're finding them where you find the faces looking down. You find face here and a face here, and they're looking, their face, like fingertips are the faces. They're looking down at something. So, right, what they're looking at, you want to look in that spot where when they're looking down, they're looking at the treasure. And when they're looking up, they're looking at the treasure in the sky, the canopy of stars. Human dinosaurs and camels. Yeah, I don't know if they have pictures on this phone. I like this phone because you do the thumbprint right on the front on the screen. Okay. And what picture was I looking up? What was I just talking about? Forgot. Say what? Yeah, I don't remember what I was just talking about. What I was come here to look up. That thought slipped my mind. There's a couple. You see, here's his head and his arm coming down and wrapped around this other person. Their face, you know, these are two heads. So called in society, we're not a group. There are multiple groups. Yeah, you know, and you know, at some point there might be one tribe, and the two families have a feud, and the tribe splits into two different tribes. How come that one moved? But you can see there's several. Ooh, almost. Come on. See, there's three people across here. Three faces. Oh, come on. Ah! Okay, we can get this way. I go. Background. Okay. Hey, see, this ain't just little petroglyphs, you know. These are whole human figures, bodies and heads, and people just grouped together. It's down in here, you know. Here I am again. I got the Moppers Blues.
I had to stop and mop this floor.
You gotta stop, mop this floor.
I got the Moppers Blues. 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 I got nothing to do but this Moppers Blues. I ain't got no gal. I ain't got no gal.
Aloha. Hey, Whoopi. That was practice. I was driving back yesterday. I was thinking you were in the Springs, but I guess that was the day before.
I just can't lose. How can I lose? I know I can't lose. I've got nothing to lose but this Moppers from my youth.
This is Zeus. He's one of the coolest ones. But there are several very cool ones like Zeus. I need to get like top 30, top 50 together, you know. And I think if I do NFTs, my best stuff isn't going to be in NFTs. My best stuff's going to be printed, and but I don't know how to manage all that. What's it, you know? I need a real art manager for my art that knows what they're doing. There's a lot of stuff in there. This one over here is a big one, you know? That guy's 30, 40 feet tall. Look, it's like got a skirt here. And there's the pad. There's somebody standing here. Somebody standing there. Somebody back there. That's some freaky stuff. Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do, but it's my first night.
Yeah, I ended up getting my grandkids their Christmas presents all at most of them at Barnes and Noble. The one that's going to college to be a doctor. It's an 8-year program. I got her a Grey's Anatomy. Hey, you're going to use that book a lot while you're going to medical school. That's a reference book for most. If you're a doctor, you should have that book. I know the nighttime is the right time. Oh, here, this one here. This one here. This is the desk. Where under my finger is the desk. This figure here is Forrest sleeping on his desk. And this is Miss Ford standing there waking him up. Forrest, are you sleeping? That's Miss Ford waking Forrest up while he's sleeping on his desk. I mean, there's no question about it to me. That's what that is. Because it was right by the end of the rainbow, and look at the profile, the face. If looking up, this is the nose. You know, there's a face behind it looking up at the. Here's the chin, the nose. See, there's a chin here, lips, nose. There's a head behind Miss Ford. They're laying down, and the kid sleeping on the desk. Miss Ford waking him up. Yeah, that's and it's right there in nature. That's what we were looking for. His stories on the canyon walls. Now that wasn't a drawing in the book, but he described it, and you should recognize it when you see it. And I recognized it. I was recognizing. I got real good at seeing this shit. Let me hear Sam. Let me hear you, Sam. Yeah, Sam on the horn. Huh. See, how can you do it this way? Oh, huh. Let me see. Well, yeah, I'd have to flip it over. But you see, this is a finger curled around this hole. And you look through that hole, and there's another hole on the wall, canyon wall in the distance back there, you know? But these are fingers. Oh, it's like this, you know? Like this, right? See, that's what I mean. It's hard to do that because it's going that way, like that. It's like looking through that, right? So you're, when I show you the picture again, remember that's what you're looking at. It is a hand and finger curled around the hole. And and there's a hole in the distance, and this angle from through these holes is for the sunset alignment at winter solstice. The points that lines up when the sun goes through that loop and hits that other hole, that's winter solstice. That's pretty cool. It's especially cool because you're looking through a hand. And then you're thinking about, okay, the hand with the hole in the loop and the Aztec ball games where they throw the ball through the loop, you know? These guys must have been super athletes. Well, my mother, she has been dead now.
Yeah,
My father.
let the poor child cry. Talk about my mother.
Yeah.
Living dead now. And my father. Let the poor child cry. That's why I know the nighttime is the right time. To be with the one you love now.
This guy's Steve Miller. He was drunk every time I seen him. That's neat. They make him sing and talk. That's just it. Right underneath his chin is the water. That's the water in the river back here. This sparkly, this shimmering here. That's what the South Fork of the Rio Grande.
Right time is the right time. Any time is the right time. To be with the one you live. Right time is the right time.
This is a dirty one. See the woman's butt. Here's her butt, right? And this guy here, he's looking at her butt. Here's her head over here. She's bent over that. She's bent over that cliff, and this guy's standing here, and here's his arm reaching up between her legs. That's a funny one. This one I call Isis. That's Isis. See her arms crossed in front of her chest.
See you in discover. You will miss it. Love that we always need you. I'm gonna stand by you.
That's Isis.
Take a little bit of this love mine.
My love, baby. You wanna do take a little bit of. Yeah, I did a stream on this phone, and that SD card was working fine. I was on who's Zoom? I got in on. Oh, it was on Candy's Zoom. Or yeah, and I was talking to Street. I thought he would have tapped in tonight. All right, Slim. I think that's Slim Pickens. Oh, this one's neat. You see the man's nose right here. That's his nose, chin. There's his face. There's his face here too. There's 2 eyes. And there's the mouth. You see his mouth, nose, and 2 eyes.
My love is all right, baby. Illuminati, the moon is shining bright.
These are pretty much obvious, you know. Guy's got a pair of legs and a head. And, there's somebody right there. See their face in there. And there's other people around him here. Yeah, it's totally out of the Twilight Zone, man. This one here, she's cool. You see her, and the picture right next to it is with the same picture without the color, and you can see the figures. You see her shorts, her legs, and her face. And there's her. And she's got her arms up in the air. And that's right alongside the highway. It's a lot of these. I could probably get better pictures if I got across the river and on the hill on the opposite side, where, because to get these pictures, there's like 2 feet of on the line for the highway, between that line for the highway and the guardrail, and then after guardrail you're in the river, so there ain't much room to get in there and get a picture of that. And you're not going to see it just driving by. You have to stop and get out and look. This guy's cool.
And it's so low, I guarantee you can't get under.
And he's got somebody on his chest. Another figure. There's several. See, people don't get the multiple dimensions that are overlapping. It's difficult. Something, okay, I don't understand that. What do you mean multiple dimensions overlapping? Somebody's nose might be a whole nother person, or there are other people in the pupils of their eyes. It's like you pull further back and it morphs into something else, you know, something bigger. The big picture.
And you can run.
This is the drummer.
You can run, but there ain't no way you're gonna hide.
You can run, but there ain't no way you're gonna hide. Run, run, run. This face back here, see the nose right there, pointed out, or cut off his chin some. But here's his hair streaming back, you know, but there's another guy. This drummer here is facing this way. That other head's facing that way. And it's kind of behind the drummer. This head is behind this drummer. And there's another face right here looking at This is like some kind of spirit face here. That's the eye, nose, you know. It's kind of a mask face looking at the drummer. Spirit coming out of the woodwork. Alfie Badoo, Alfie Badoo, Lomaningo. Okay. Is that like voodoo? What is it? Voodoo Punani. It's a Joe Rogan song. The other part of it. The guy dancing. He has his whole face too. Go back here. You see, there's a whole face right here. Eye, nose, the hair. But there's a face here, there's a nose, and 2 eyes. But it's a guy who's dancing there too. There's just multiple layers, and you see people back here.
I love you so much, and I crave your touch. Let me
Wrap you in my warm and tender love.
Let me wrap you, baby. I just got to do it.
Those are people.
Yeah, let's just get to it.
Well, elephants carved that. Yeah, elephants carved figures of people on the rock. Yeah, my ass. That's what they try to say. The elephant sculpted these rocks. No. Yeah. Whoopi's gone. Okay. Good night. Oh. Here's a neat one. See, it's a face with black hair. The pale in the middle is the face, and there's black hair on either side of it. But you can see an elephant. This elephant back here is tusk, and his trunk on the other side of the tusk. But it's also somebody's arm. And look at this face here. Right there, pointing at his nose. Oh gosh.
So bad.
Did I change it? Nope. Yeah, look at this profile. Isn't that a cool profile face? He's complete, man. And there's his girlfriend down the rock behind him in the shadow. You see her behind him. What angle I gotta get to get it to?
And I just can't help it.
That's cool. Yeah. In my, is it on this phone? Yeah, I've got for my background on my phone. But the phone that we're on right now, I have the one with the couple. The guy's sitting there, and his girl's sitting on his lap with her legs around him, wrapped around him. You know what they're doing. Those are loving rocks. He's wrapping her in his warm and tender love. I bet he was rock hard. Rock pickers don't need Viagra.
Don't stop now, baby. I just got to rap it all the time. I love you, Mom. And that's just about all I can say. You know I need you, baby. Baby, please come on home to me. I just want to wrap you in tender love.
Ah, someone was saying good night to you. Maybe they're leaving. Oh, yeah, okay, Lucky Digger's leaving. Ah, see. That's enough of those pictures. But yeah, the Return to Taos book. Put that up here. See, there's the Model A. And at the end of each chapter, there's a little Model A. So that Model A was very important. And what's this? The Great Hole in the Ground at Sharon Springs. How deep is a hole? Where is Sharon Springs? Sounds like Kansas. So looks like Kansas because he's talking about Kansas. I never yet sunk into decorating privies, but the toll of 25 cents admission to a Kansas outhouse was at least a case worth investigating. I asked what it was all about. The Great Hole in the Ground. The Great Hole in the Ground. That's not a spring you want to drink from, I think. Not if it's a privy. But there's the Great Hole in the Ground was a outhouse in Kansas. Is that coming up? Don't worry, son, he said. I'll explain on the way out of there. It's really an office that I made out of an outhouse. What I'm charging folks for is to look at the hole in the ground. At this point, about all I could do was stare. You mean, he said, that you haven't heard about the big hole in the ground? Why, that's why all these people are here. They've come just to get out of my hand and look, or out to my land and look. I did notice then that the town was in a carnival mood, and that this place was crowded for so small a town. I might hurt my dignity to paint a sign on an outhouse, but by now I was too curious to back out. On the way there, he explained, on Tuesday morning at about 8 o'clock, the week before, he related there was a sound like a chip of thunder. Then he went out to investigate, and he saw a big cloud of dust. And a short way from his house, he beneath the cloud was a yawning hole in the ground. It was almost 350 feet across, and it went down almost 200 feet in a pond of greenish boiling water where his two cows were floating, drowned. His cows had fallen in, So they had a big sinkhole, right? 350 feet across, 200 feet deep, and the ground just went bloop into some cavern or some underwater aquifer collapsed, or probably for the amount of water that was in there to drown the cows, you know. Why it happened, no one knew, but within a week, Sharon Springs had become a red star point on every map in the Midwest. People traveled from afar to see Kansas, big hole in the ground. Sunday, in the March, with the March 18th issue of the Western Timer was a gala in Sharon Springs. Roads were packed with cars and people going to see the big hole in the ground. Eating houses were jammed jammed. It was 4 p.m. before any hometown man could eat his Monday lunch. The Kansas City Star had a staff correspondent on the grounds for a week. Okay, so yeah, they big sinkhole, Sharon Springs, and they have a drawing of the sinkhole. It's kind of like higher on one side. Was that the drawing? Oh, there's the drawing. 350 feet across, 200 feet deep. Well, 150 to 200 feet deep. So the big hole in the ground. And what was the thing? It was 200 feet deep. And Forrest said, how deep is a hole? Okay, so how deep is a fire hole? We go with that. And the deepest fire hole in the world is Pagosa Hot Springs. It's over 1,000 feet deep. Most ones, Yellowstone, don't measure anywhere near it. Even though the stuff may go down deeper, it's not straight down. You know, where they can drop a line in and until it hits the bottom. And the one in when they measured Pagosa Hot Springs, I think they met 1,001 feet because they ran out of whatever they were using to measure. They ran out, didn't have enough. And I think I heard someone talking about somebody had measured it to 2,000 feet, but I haven't heard anything official about that. Okay. Now here's fun for Forrest Fenn's. Forrest Fenn's do not touch. We are responsible, right? And here's an Eric Sloan's book. And it says, not responsible for accidents. No, we're not responsible for your accidents. If you go out there and fall off a cliff, it's your fault. You should know better. Yeah. Who out there likes to risk their life dangling off a cliff by one hand? Okay? If you do something like that, you're a fool. And it's your own fault if you die. If you do stupid things, stupid is as stupid does, according to Forrest. Oh, that's a different Forrest. So, Kansas geologists tell us, demonstrates the gradual drying up of the countryside as you proceed westward. The amazing flames of the landscape. Oh, the amazing flatness of the landscape is so spectacular that little other detail than the horizon takes your eye. I felt guilty for reviving time-worn cliche when I told Ruth that Kansas is where you can look farther in America without seeing anything. Farthest in America without seeing anything. Yeah. And you know how long it takes driving across Kansas doing 80 miles an hour. Imagine driving across Kansas doing 30 miles an hour. It takes 3 times longer. I drive around Kansas. I try to drive around Kansas. That I don't. I need a plane to fly over them. Okay. And even though the sign was not complete on the picture, I guessed what it said: not responsible for accidents, and accepted a fee ride after I was paid for the lettering. Oh, he painted the sign. Auto roller coaster. Oh, you see what that? So he's painting that sign, and he's got like a racetrack kind of built like a roller coaster back there. And you drive your car on it. That's pretty good. And they're saying we're not responsible if you crash. That's your problem. It'd be different if the thing collapsed. You know, it's who's responsible for the failure, the driver or the construction? The admission was 25 cents, and you drove on it just like for the thrill of going up and down. For the thrill of going up and down. The thrill of the chase? The thrill of going up and down. Well, the chase, you go up and down too. People don't realize that taking in the canyon down, you look at C.W. McCall's Wolf Creek Pass, and you going up the pass, and then you take it on down on the other side. So when you say take it in the canyon down, take it on down the other side, not this side. I got the answer for the whole thing. Okay, called Dave Fenn. His name ain't Fenn. That guy's he's such a poser, like Posey. There's a lot of people living without their means. It's ruining the economy. Sacred Heart Catholics. Salina, Kansas, I guess. So the road to return to Taos is a road trip they took to Taos. So he went across through Kansas to get to Taos. Its windshield folded forward. The Model A, 1930 Model A he had. And that's the year Forrest was born. And that's what I had, a 1930 Model A. Oh, it must be 1930 be special. That's the year he's born, fools. My eyes are getting heavy. Yeah, mine are heavy too. I thought Davio was just finishing when I went into his, and he went for another 3 hours. So I'm coming on after Davio, and he kept going and going and going. I was wondering, is he on lithium batteries, or is he nuclear powered, or what, man? the box and I, an easel, a table, a bed. So this box, it opens up and it's got legs, turns into a table. And a bed, he's sleeping, and it opened up, he has the leg, he's just sleeping under the table. He turns the box into the table, he sleeps under the bed there. I guess you can see it all. It's just more Model A's. Model A. Welcoming committee. And one thing looks like kind of an old bus. His license plate, maybe his BLD 6517. Gymnastics out in front. Looks more like the exercise of cranking the motor up. So this whole book, most of the drawings have a Model A in them. And each chapter ends with a sketch of a Model A. And that's why the Bullet, the car, the Bullet, the Ford, in the case of Bullet, the movie, the chase was the big thing about the movie, the thrill of the chase. And there's the Lincoln Highway. I just watched a special on that where they people drive their old cars down the old highway cross country as a memorable thing to kind of go back in time, and it's dirt roads and stuff. And I shut a mouth. Oh, of the Lincoln Highway. The stinking Lincoln Highway. Oh, Bedford, Everett, McCollinsburg, Chambersburg, Lancaster, Gettysburg. Oh, this is Pennsylvania. Part of it. Gettysburg to Bedford, Pennsylvania. Yep. His car would twist like a snake. I seen some where they were off-road vehicles. And here's a 1919 map after numbering. Oh, this the bottom part is. And the top part is the Good Gulf gasoline. And where is this? Ashbury, Lakewood, Trenton. No, so it's like New Jersey area. He lived in Vermont or New York out there, real close to Grandma Moses. And here's the 1919. I guess they added some numbers and stuff to it. Where are the numbers? Or 28. Oh, they're highway numbers. 28, 62, 31, 29. Water. Sometimes water was welcome. His car is overheating. In days before cool running engines, they used almost as much water as they did gasoline, which explains the collapsible canvas bucket. And sometimes, yeah, through mud. There's pictures there. Okay. So this book's a lot about the car. Take it and the canyon down. Peggy said, call it the bullet because it is shot. So it is the car. And Eric Sloan's Model A was important. That could be Eric Sloan's Model A. Who knows? or could be George O'Keefe's. You know, out here exploring, getting pictures or finding things to paint, and car got in a ditch or something, and they had to leave it. Okay. Turnpike boundaries must be one chain in width. 66 feet is a chain. So the road passage was the right of way for the road 66 feet across, but the road itself, the driving surface 22 feet across. Now, the car going, Model A going down the road. So he takes this Model A through the book, right? The first driving gas station, Pittsburgh, 1913. Gulf Refining Company, Supreme Auto Oil. I don't know where the focus is. That's best. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I'm gonna eat some gummies and go to bed here soon too. It'd start my generator up just before I started the stream. Good right arm. Signs. He's got a sign on his car that says he makes signs. Merchandise, sundries. So you see it says signs underneath at the bottom on the running board. And we have Malmar Tuba Bridge, Central Garage. There's advertisements on the covered bridge. There is his car coming through the covered bridge. I don't know if those are, it's tire ruts. Got to be tire ruts, yeah. Some covered bridge. There's a railroad covered bridge in Oregon, and I have that on my Facebook page. Oregon's historic covered bridges. Sparkies. Oh, road crossing. Overpass. Covered overpass. Huh? Yes, things about Bill Barnes. Probably not anybody watching. Let me look on here. I'm getting hungry. Oh. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, 6. So I'm about halfway in the book. No, I'm not halfway. I'm about a third of the way in the book, and I'm wanting to cut out. Hear ye him, Matthew 17:5. Oh. Santa Fe, 1 mile from here. Sand to rising high. United States tires are good tires. Well, it's a road sign that looks like a book with an inkwell. I think this dust jacket, I'm going to have to put tape on the backside, or it's just going to fall apart. As I flatten it out the best I can, and then I put tape on the backside. You can turn it over, and where the papers, you can put other paper on there and tear it right near where it's, to fill in gaps. Like there's going to be some gaps back here, right here. I can just have another piece of paper to match, or put it on top, and it'll tear when I try to pull it off the paper off the tape too fast, and it'll leave paper where the other paper isn't. Mail pouch, tobacco. Yeah, for a second there, my stomach was feeling like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta get off the. But it's feeling better now. I felt nauseous and whatever. And S-Bridge, elsewhere. They call them Z bridges in Ohio. They are S bridges elsewhere, west of Washington, PA. So the bridges with curves in them, opposing curves. I guess you could say it is. Huh. Oh man, it was bargain then. $1. $1 to take a ride in an airplane. Who wouldn't have done that back then, huh? See, Wimpy burgers were a nickel, so you could have had 20 you could have 20 Wimpy burgers, or you can go for a ride on an airplane. I paid $200 for a 2-hour ride in a Boeing Stearman in 2001. Bridge and catch poles near Tufton, Ohio. That reminds me, I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna make a like a curtain rod to put blankets on up close to the ceiling to separate the front of my RV, everything forward of the door to come in. I mean, so I hardly ever go up there. Jack goes up there and sleeps on the dash, but it'll stay. It'll be a little cooler up there, but I want to separate it so most of the heat stays in the back half of the RV, because this thing running on both burners just goes through propane too fast. Now, 6 watching, I don't know. They must be the handlers. Yeah. Those 6 people watching are like Carl and Shiloh, Zoe, all the the Fenn people. We got to catch him slipping up. He's got to cuss out Forrest sometime. No, only did that on the side of the mountain when I was I'm gonna die out here, man. Oh, catch my breath, and I can get up the rest of the way up the hill. What was I thinking when I went out here? And that was just I went down Placer Creek from oh yeah, there's Neo's there. Placer Creek at what is that lake? It's down there in New Mexico. That's where it is. Yeah, it tells me it must be tired if I'm. What was I just thinking? Oh yeah, Hopewell Reservoir, and it goes down to this. There's a lake. The Hopewell Reservoir is a lake, and its drainage it drains off into Placer Creek. Where's Hopewell? There it is. It goes west and then south down Placer Creek. There's kind of go head southwest, and then there's a little canyon below there. Yeah, I went out this road and I can get on there. This is one of my first searches. I'm gonna turn this around and show you on Google Earth. There. Here, let's take this off of here, off of this screen, and we'll bring it up to this screen over the chat. Okay. So here's Hopewell Reservoir right here. And then Placer Creek comes out the reservoir and runs down here. And there's these roads are closed. You see the roads there. You can't go on now. But you can go down this road. And I drove, so we get back up, come down here, and I went out this road here, and I parked right about here. Okay. But so Placer Creek comes down from Lake Hopewell through this canyon here, and then it goes down through this little canyon. And this is what I wanted to search in this canyon down here. And sometimes you take Google Earth and tilt it. So we're looking at it like this. And you can see the elevations is a little easier, So because we're kind of angle, so the hills will block your view. And see, there's this canyon down here. And so I parked right here, I think I parked right here at this spot, right in this corner. And I hiked down the road to the creek down here. And then I hiked along the creek. And somewhere in here is a gold eagle pin off my hat. It was a gold pin I had on my hat, fell off my hat. Somewhere right in here, walking along the creek, there's a gold pin that's, a half inch across the wingspan. It's like a Titec, eagle wings. Yep. Get that untangled. Ring the bell. Another angel gets their wings. Right? Street. So I hiked down this road and then hiked down through here, all the way down to down in this area. And it took me so long to get there going down the hill. And I had, so either I could walk back out from here, back up this canyon and back up and over the road, or since I was here, I could go up this slope and up around here to, this was more direct than going around. So I decided to go up this, and right up here, I'm going, fuck, man, I'm gonna have a heart attack here. Trying to get up there. Damn you, Forrest, make me come out here. And that was all just the lessons learned. and when you're doing that, it's like, no, he would not have done this. He would not have done this. Is people that think that no, an 80-year-old guy can't do that. 80-year-old guy, I could only get to here because I had my car and the road got rougher down here. And so and there was big puddles up over here. Big puddles you had to go through. But and when I was almost to the road here, I was right there, and this turkey took off from like 2 feet away from me. I didn't see him, and all of a sudden, it scared the shit out of me. So this is one of my first search areas. And so I searched around there, and I was camped. If you come back out here, follow that highway, the highway that goes to Hopewell, back toward 285. See, here's Tres Piedras. This is the town of Tres Piedras. And the post office is here, I know, because I did some general deliveries there. But so this highway going up, I think it's 64. Okay, so you go up this highway 64. I think it's like 2 miles to here, to this road. Is that it? Or is it a little further? Oh, it's a little further. Okay, not that road. You keep going up to here. And this here, road here, you can pull up in, this is all national forest, and you can see there's an RV right there, people camping. That's free camping. You can camp there for free 14 days at a time. It looks like some other campers up here. That's called boondocking, or it's dispersed camping is what they call it. That almost looks like somebody built something there, doesn't it? There's only supposed to be RVs. That might be a few RVs crammed in there. Somebody hiding back there, maybe. Because yeah, it's supposed to be Forest Service. There's a cattle guard right by at the fence by the highway here. That's the cattle crossing. You can see it right there, the cattle crossing. But yeah, I camped here a few times, and I camped there. I was there middle of May and got like 6 inches of snow in the middle of May. You woke up at 6 inches of snow, had to go up on the roof and sweep the snow off the solar panels. So I searched up there at Hopewell. I didn't really search around the rocks with Tres Pedras, and I searched down here near. And this is all not my search area. It was areas I searched, but I had given these. I had no, it's not here. It was too dry and okay. Where's 285? Okay, so here's another place I camp. Okay, so this is called Taos Junction right here. And this road goes toward Taos. And this is right near this, see the bend in 285? That's where it heads for Ojo Caliente. So this road here that goes, this the one with the highway numbers on it, that goes to Taos. But as soon as you turn on that road, the first turn right in here, you can get on these dirt roads. And I would go in and you see these roads here come by here, and they, so this road comes down, and there are places you can drive into this. So yeah, I would camp in this area here. See, there's those cubbies in here and stuff. But I camped there when I went to Fenn in 2016, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it was before 2017 one. But yeah, see, these two roads come down here. And that's where I camp if I was going. That was like one of the nearest places I could boondock. Free camping to Santa Fe, Ojo Caliente's right here. But I would come up and there's La Madera right here. The post office is here in this corner. I think there's a creek river coming behind it. But I was searching up in here. There's a I look up the mining maps, and there's a lost treasure mine up here. It's like, okay, I gotta search lost treasure mine and stuff. And I got my car all way back in there. Yeah, like you would think only people with four-wheelers would go there. I get there with my car. Yeah, got scratches on the doors from some of the plants on the side of the road and stuff. And there's up here, there are mica mines. These roads up here, and it should see some like lighter areas. Like these lighter spot areas are where the mica is in these type of areas. And there's some holes with mica, it's fireproof stuff, right? Oh, well, when I went there, I camped way out. I camped out here, out here. I would also, I camped, I would go there from Tres Pedras, go from Tres Pedras up here and drive down there and search. I'm going to turn this around again. Put the phone down. I'm tired of holding it. Okay. Well, hope everybody watches my video from earlier, the one about the bullet. I have little clips from movies and clips of like Ronald Reagan. He was shot. Forrest has a story about Ronald Reagan. He has a story about the Lincoln Memorial. He was shot with a bullet. Reagan was shot with a bullet. Lincoln was shot with a bullet. You talk about Patton because Patton was shot and killed. That's why I had the Patton on there. There's lots of people out there want to put a bullet in your chest. They want to shoot you through the heart. And then you got to consider that, well, bullets are projectiles. So are arrows. So are arrows bullets. And then are BB's bullets. And that's why he was shooting meadowlarks. Are some of the searchers just meadowlarks? Yeah. So the BBs are bullets. The bullet, he took one to the nose. I took a bullet to the nose of my plane. If you're sitting in the cockpit of one of them fighter jets, you can't see the nose. He could hear something maybe. But he also went through the glass, I guess, and that's why he got a scratch or a little cut from the glass of his canopy breaking. You would think that they would have something that they could eject just the canopy, go to a slower speed and get rid of the canopy to get rid of that fragile glass. So and then when you do eject, you don't have to worry about hitting that thing. But I guess he wasn't high enough to get on that bluff. And he's probably thinking, oh, if I would have done this, I could have made it up there if I'd done that further back, or didn't drop so low. I don't know how it is trying to get it higher. So, yeah, I'll close it out. I'm tired. I don't want to drink anything to keep me awake. Ooh. Reminds me, I left my cooler case out in the car, so anything in the bottles in there are frozen. It's 21 outside, but it's been getting to 6 at night. And so it was just 20. It was low today was 20. That might have been reached just in the last hour or so, or it might have been this morning. 24 for a high. It was warmer than that today. That must be the last hour. Yeah. No. All right. I'm gonna let you go. Maybe sometime I can show you. You see, a little bit is correct that you don't really want people to go there and destroy these things in the rocks. There'll be people think, oh, there's a treasure if I just break that rock. That rock is an ancient sculpture, and you're destroying something ancient and beautiful, and so I don't think anybody there wouldn't. The only people that could get where Moses is rock climbers, and usually they're a little more responsible, but where Anubis is, on the wall where Anubis is, there's a piton about 10 feet over the top of Anubis's head in the sculpture. People have been climbing on it, and there's their powder marks and stuff. But Anubis has, it's a dog snout, but he's got red lips. There's red in this crack that represents his mouth. If that's his mouth, to be red, like red in his mouth, like the other finger. Yeah. So, but Oh, no, that's unbelievable. Better believe it. That's how it is. I can't believe Gorman did it. Believe it. Anubis was there. Thoth is there. They were both known as Atlanteans. After Atlantis was destroyed, they went and built the pyramids in Egypt. So if you find Thoth and Anubis somewhere besides Egypt, then it's probably in Atlantis, especially over here. The Utes were the Atlanteans. I want to go over and my friend doesn't let me house. I house sat, and I had my dog. Oh, I'm afraid your dog get my dog pregnant. Well, you got another dog. Well, that dog he ain't gonna get that. A miniature Australian Shepherd that's like a knee-high dog and a Yorkie ain't gonna get together. But it's a friend that I wonder why you only had that dog for 2.5 years. They lived 15 years. What happened to your dog? What I don't understand people. When you take a dog as a pet or any pet as a pet, that's a lifetime bond you make. You don't get a dog to keep around for a couple of years. No, get rid of it then. Don't really care for the dog anyhow. Even though Jack's a pain in the ass, I still keep him around. I still open the door for him. I still feed him. And speaking of his food bowl, water bowl, oh my God, my brother tried. People don't know. Sometimes when you call somebody and they don't answer the phone, there's a reason. Because they might get killed trying to get to the phone before it stops ringing. Okay? I was outside. I was inside, and I was gonna go to the store and get propane and get something to eat and fill up water bottles and stuff. And the my long underwear that I had that I only worn one day, I can wear them a couple days. So I wear them over other underwear. I don't just, I wear them over my boxers. Anyhow, so I went out there. I went out to the car barefoot to get those long underwear out of the car, right? And when I was coming back into the RV, there's several steps before you're all the way there. There's 2 steps outside, and there's 1, 2, 3 steps inside, and I got in a hurry, and I got my feet tripped up on something, and I fell down, and I took a patch of skin like that off of my knee and stuff. That's why I was saying I got this antibiotic that's really it's I get my ears kind of get irritated behind the cracks of my ears, and this heals it. It kills anything that's doing that, and if you put it on a wound, you're like healed in a day. It's fast. It's like the triple antibiotic, the Neosporin. That's garbage compared to this stuff. This is like Star Trek healing power. So I come in, okay, I trip, I skin my knee, and I try to land gracefully, safely, whatever. So when I'm falling, I go to the twist, the turn, land on your ass, not your face, and I was only in my boxers. I went out there to get my long underwear out of the back seat of the car. And so I spun around, and my ass went right in the dog's water bowl that I just filled. And so my whole ass is soaking wet. Great. Now I got to change my underwear. Okay. And the reason Steve Martin was in my bullet video, Forrest Fenn said he knew him. You come to his gallery and stuff. He knew Steve Martin. And Steve Martin, oh, they're shooting the cans. They hate those cans. I better stay away from these cans. This guy's aiming for you. He's just a very bad shot. Because if I have a rifle, I ain't missing. I ain't missing if I have a rifle. The pistol, yeah, you can mess with a pistol from the distance the guy was. But pistols are for close. They're not for shooting somebody across. You see them in these gunfights in the Western movies, and the guys are 200 feet apart, and they're why they got to shoot 100 bullets to hit the guy is because that pistol ain't accurate compared to a rifle. Oh. Yeah, I got double. I don't know. I think this one might have been run out. Oxygen goes. So to stay oxygenated. Yeah, I don't hear any. It's a little bottle I got to return to the VA. They loaned it to me for my drive home. They said it was a 24-hour supply. It's more like probably 10 hours. It wouldn't have got me through at night. I came home anyhow. So I got to return their little. It's one of them cylinder. It's all with the green cap and the T regulator on the top, and you turn it to however many liters per minute, and I see the needle way down in the red, so it's empty. But I'm going to keep the long canola or whatever they call these canolas. Cannula or something, yeah. But they give you get a new one every 2 weeks, you know. So meanwhile, you clean it with soapy water, alcohol. I like clean things with alcohol. I have Jack my plates after I have breakfast. Jack licks the plate clean, and then all I have to do is rinse it off, and then clean and a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol around it. That thing's sterilized, ready to eat on it again. I try not to run water. This I don't really use the sink. My counter is cracked, and I was thinking I should just get a piece of granite. If somebody had one that was broken and there was a piece big enough to cover that counter, put one on, put it right over the top, cover the sink, take the maybe keep the faucet, but I don't it doesn't have to. You have a faucet that'll go into a tub. You can wash your dishes in a tub. All you need is the faucet and a tub. You don't need the sink because there's so little counter space in here to begin with. You know, you could keep your tub underneath the cupboard where to plumb. And then you would have more rooming in that cupboard too, because you wouldn't have all the plumbing under there. You would only have the faucet and not the drain, because you can take your dishwasher, pour it down your dishwater, and pour it down the shower or the toilet, or pour it outside on the ground. You know, campers and tents, that's where they pour it on the ground. You know, it's just dishwasher, shower water. See if people make a comment. You missed Doc Noss. Yeah. Yes, you see, Doc Noss is according to Trusted Living still here. I just seen your message there. Trusted Living was here. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Neil. Happy New Year. What did I wish that attorney? Oh yeah, wish you double blazes for the attorney, that one attorney. The brunette. Yeah. Wish you double blazes. Wish you double blazes. Wish you double blazes and a fucked up new year. That was only for her. There's lots of her attorneys. If you don't say their name, you can say whatever you want. Yep, that's not blowing at all. But this has a nice, this thing's freaking 12 feet long. It goes across the room and it's wrapped around the tank. But when I return it, I just return it with the stand and the, oh, you get it. The stand and the, bottle. And one of these things. Ah. And it's got a pair of wheels and a handle. You can drag it behind you. They, you know, it's hell trying to get a one of the machines. Oh, we don't want to pay for the machine. We'd rather pay to have them bring out 100-pound tanks for life. Every other week they bring you 400-pound tanks, you know, and it seems that would get expensive. But the things when they say sign here, I look at it, it's like 1 cent, 1 cent. It's like, what do you mean 1 cent, 1 cent? Yeah, I guess that's what my part is, and they pay, you know, I don't know. It's my copay is a penny. I have to pay something. Is again, me too, me. Merry Christmas. Yeah, there was a one of those. It was the night before Christmas things. I remember we passed around when that I got from my 6th grade teacher. So that would have been 1970 or 1969 Christmas, and it was funny, you know. Well, I guess it was funny for a 7th grader, 8th grader then. Or no, it was 6th grade. So yeah, I think Davia is 2 years older than me. Creighton is 3 days older than me. Indy's a William. His first name's, he went by his middle name, Creighton. He's a Bill. And Jack Dempsey was a William. So there's a Bill Jack. And he was punched by Cowboy Luttrell in 1941. Oh, the cowboy punching you, Forrest. I know what that's about. You saw the news report about Cowboy Luttrell blindsiding Jack Dempsey and holding him on the floor and punching his face out. And you had this, you have a story about a cowboy getting off his horse and coming over. You say hi, and the cowboy gets off his horse and punches you. Well, Jack Dempsey's story, cowboy came in his bar and Jack Dempsey said, "Hi, cowboy." And cowboy come over there and blindsided Jack Dempsey, just like Forrest Fenn's story. They talk about him using somebody else's poem and all kinds of other things, you know. So he was using Jack He was plagiarizing Jack Dempsey. He's plagiarizing D.B. Cooper. He was using all these different characters as part of his own persona. And you missed Doc Noss. Okay, I'll do a search so I don't forget. It'll be on my screen. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of the bullet. The bullet part 2. More people shot with a bullet that Forrest Fenn has in his stories. And even in Once Upon a While, and my claim is Once Upon a While was the chase was already over. When Once Upon a While came out, it was over. It was over 6 months, a year before that. Because I brought what I call the bullet. I brought it to Santa Fe in June 2017. This comes out in November 2017. And the next to the last chapter is The Bullet Comes Home. The bullet came home to Santa Fe. I brought the bullet to Santa Fe, and it's The Bullet Comes Home. And then The Price of Freedom. That's it for this version. I think Dizzy Dean was added after. But he was already set who the winner was when this was printed. And he can't have Jack Stoof because Jack Stoof doesn't know what any of this is about. And here his story with partying with Suzanne Summers under the stars. Isn't Suzanne Summers a star? She's a TV star, right? And there's one stick figure guy. There's a bunch of light stick figure guys. And there's a dark one with that recognizable belt buckle. Dancing with the stars. They're dancing with the stars there in that picture. And right down here, the last one where the Rio Grande River exits Colorado, that last bridge, there's an interpretive sign on the BLM there, right at the interjunction of the river, and I think it's Highway 142. And it's the last bridge before the Rio Grande gets to New Mexico. And there's an interpretive sign talking about how dark the sky is and how many of the Milky Way stars you can see from there. That's the canopy of stars. Why would he say I'm closing Montana, Wyoming, northern Colorado? Why just northern Colorado? Why did he draw a line and cut Colorado in half? Because it was in the part of Colorado that he didn't close, in southern Colorado. And there's a lot of people think it's Four Corners, Mesa Verde area and stuff. No, it's not out there. It's over here. This is where the lush rainforest is on Wolf Creek Pass area. In the summer, it rains every day. Just about every, it seems like every day. Partying with Suzanne Summers. I'm gonna get a party with Suzanne Summers. See my grandkids yesterday, and boy, my grandkids, they love Grandpa. They love Grandpa. And the oldest one, the one is 16. Because the two older girls are stepchildren for my son, or step grandchildren for me. I get, they all get the same. They all get the same thing, same money wise. I spend the same amount on all of them, each of them for Christmas. So I'm not treating any of them differently. But the little ones, the older teenagers, they know, oh, who's real dad and who's not real dad, or real my grandson, dad called grandpa dad. Grandpa is dad's dad. Yeah. Because he doesn't call his stepfather dad. They know that. He calls him by his name. Son of the morning star. Now that might be, that's a chapter. Is that, oh, that's the chapter? Yeah. It looks like Custer and the Little Bighorn. Here, Forrest, here's the book. I have been promising. Publication date is actually October 15th. And this is 84. So you are one of the first to have a copy. By the way, an autograph from Evan is rarely, so the value is increased. Anyway, hope you enjoy the Custer study. It will be getting a lot of press in the next month. Again, thanks for your hospitality. And you know what that just reminded me of? When I was in high school, I had to do a report for social studies. And I chose to do my report on the Battle of Little Bighorn. And here, Forrest Fenn has Custer. I don't even have that. I don't think the school has that information. But it's like, it's out of my past. But that was 12 years before this date that I did a report on the Little Bighorn. And I was living in Billings in 2006 and 2007, late 2006, to July 2007. That's when early July, I moved to Oregon from Billings. Because I was just I had a bus I was living in, parked behind my sister's place on the golf course. She lived by the country club, and I was living in my bus, parked behind the garage, and I mean, there's the fairway right outside my window. I was living in a school bus in a country club. So, yeah, and I had jobs. I'd go do jobs in Lame Deer and on the Crow Reservation, and there's a Northern Cheyenne Reservation over there too. That's where Lame Deer is, in Northern Cheyenne. Crow Agency is the name of this town, or village, or whatever they want to call it, and that's close to Little Bighorn. But I had gone there when Jerry Ford was shot, or not Jerry Ford was shot. Jerry Ford died. He wasn't shot. But yeah, you didn't see Forrest do a story on Nixon. Nixon wasn't shot. He did stories about people who've been shot. Weatherall, Custer. Yeah, right there, somebody else who's been shot, Custer. You know, go through, have to look at each person he's mentioned in his book, like this guy here is Fort Fisher. Huh. They're right there. Right there. I just saw it on the first line of this top of the page. He took a bullet at Fort Fisher near the Cape Fear River. There's the bullet again. It doesn't stop. Everything is, it's all about the bullet, and Peggy wrecked his car while he was in basic training for the Air Force, because nobody would tell him what happened to that car, just like the ball of string. And so the bullet, you had to find the bullet, take it. It was the bullet, because Peggy said, call it the bullet, because it is shot. So the car was the bullet. And he used different car. It didn't matter that it wasn't a Plymouth. The Model A was important too. The Model A is important. The bullet is important. The D, prayed for D's. It's a bullet, belly high grass meadow, 300-foot belly high grass meadow, shaped like a D, and it's a rusty red Ford. So there's brown, red, it's kind of rusty, kind of brown color, So who's this guy again? Somebody Smith. A relation of Algernon Smith once marched into the gallery, introducing a very strong libation, and handed me 3 little books he was looking to sell. Starting his words, he began telling me about the original owner, not knowing that I possibly knew more about the man than he did. When he remembered his price, which was 3 times too high, I grabbed my wallet before he could change his mind. And their U.S. cavalry tactics, Casey's infantry tactics, he says 3 books, but he's got a picture of 5. 3 little books. Yeah, I did read that right. And there's a picture of 5 books. Very hard to read. Yeah, I can make out what 2 of them are. But where these fabrics are thin and this one's really crusty looking, and there are going to be shapes in that crusty that they would have photoshopped out, and could probably, there's things in there. And so who was the one? Here's why they are important to me. Lieutenant Algernon Smith was assigned as aide de camp to Major General Alfred Terry, Terry, and that was interesting to me because 92 years and a few wars later, I too was be assigned aide de camp to a major general. Algeron was born in 1842 and later had an auspicious career in the Civil War. He had several horses shot from under him, and each time he toppled to the ground unhurt. He survived the fierce battle at Cold Harbor, in the fight at Drury's Farm, and a few others. In 1865, he was severely wounded when he took a bullet. He took a bullet at Fort Fisher near the Cape Fear River. And when I bring the bullet to Fenn, Forrest Fenn was congratulating me and eating his words because somebody figured it out before he died. And that's he had a bet with Doug Preston. I can bet you. I'll bet you he had a bet with Doug Preston. But we might not ever know because it was probably an illegal bet, right? George Cranbeck shed a bowl from Mummy Cave near Cody, Wyoming. His lair. Weapon had been flaked to kill an ancient species of bisons and had not seen daylight for almost 9,000 years. Wow. That's that. It looks like a letter opener, but it was for cutting bison. And I think I've seen him wear that. He wore that hat at that Femboree before he put mildew on. He had worn that a little bit. I see him wear it at Femborees. That little bucket hat. Memories never die. George Dabbich. Okay, so was George Dabbich shot? So each person that he mentions got to look him up to see if they've been shot. It's late in the morning. My stomach's growling. I got some cookies in the car, but I think they're frozen. Might have to thaw them out for a few minutes. Okay, I'm gonna sign off. I'm tired. I gotta go take a leak. I want to eat. Get those cookies out of the car. I think I'm just gonna have the cookies. Y'all, good night. Thanks for watching. Make comments, man. You people are so quiet.